You thought you got away like that.
I've just got to go the
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to the formal meeting of North Sept and Alcoholics tomorrow night, if anybody wants to join. Friday. Good afternoon. Now, it's a well-known fact that I can talk a glass eye to sleep. From what I understand, there's a bit of a bet going around as to how long my speech is going to be. So just letting you know, I've backed myself an hour and 18 minutes. The kit is currently £120, so I'll just apologise in advance. Please make yourselves very comfortable. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name's Mark, as well. Confused matters. Although I'll answer to anything if you find the drinks at the bar later. And for those who do know me, I do apologise. Okay. Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for joining us on this very, very special day to celebrate the wedding of Mark and Jane. I'm sure you'll agree it was an absolutely lovely service. It's been very emotional, even the cake's in tears. It is a great honour that Mark has asked me to be his best man today. But to be truthful, I was a little bit nervous about making this speech, so I did prepare a few lines beforehand, and now I've snorted them, I do feel a lot better. Just before we start, Jane, I'd like you to put your right hand on the table, in front of it, and Mark, I'd like you to put your hand gently and lovingly on top of Jane's. And all will be revealed later. At this time, I'd also like to thank the ushers, James and Joe. I think they did a fantastic job. And say how amazing the bridesmaids, Lucy, Jess and Jill, all look. But I must say, you've all been overshadowed today by Jane, who I think absolutely looks stunning. I think you'll all agree. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and I have to admit, the groom's scrubbed up pretty well. I would like to give very special thanks to Jill and the team for managing to get Jane downstairs into the ceremony on time, and from what I heard, she put up quite a good fight. Part of my research, I've discovered that according to tradition, I'm supposed to sing the groom's praises and tell you all his good points. Well, I'm very sorry, I can't sing the note, and I don't mind. And after expecting outrageous stories about Mark's past, the truth that is I was with him for most of them, and I won't want to damage my own impeccable reputation. In fact, Mark and myself have known each other for exactly 30 years this month. We met at high school, on our first day at high school together. It's been a tough 30 years, and Jane, all I can say is I hope your first 30 is a lot easier. We have had some superb times together over the years. At least I think we have. There's a great many of them ended up with us lying in a gutter in a field, fuel pain. But seriously, we have shared in a lot of life's great moments together. Whilst he's still a bit of a car fanatic to this day, I'll never forget Mark's first ever car, which was a sort of a pale blue Vauxhall Chevette with a creaking clutch, can you remember? And we used to sort of cruise up and down Lord Street here and drive around Southport, you know, checking out the chicks with our plastic sunglasses on around that the window. And I'll never forget, because the car itself didn't have a stereo. We used to have this big sort of ghetto blaster on the back seat of the car, and it used to cost us more in batteries to run round. You used to think we looked like Bo and Luke Ducat, and used to have on reflection, I think we look more like Dumb and Dumber. We had many adventures in that car, like coming out of the sort of pen with them where that roundabout is, coming through that roundabout backwards, driving for about 4 hours around Anglesey trying to find a party we've been invited to, and sort of going down south on our first all lads holiday on about 3.5 tyres, I think it was. But thank God there was no health and safety in those days. Then, as I mentioned, there was a partying after that. We used to go out 3 or 4 nights a week at least, partying and clubbing around Southport. In fact, we used to drink over there at the Skaysbrook. I'm sure all the local people know the Skaysbrook. We used to go drinking over there. We used to walk in and have 3 pints of Green Death, and that would sort of set us up. We'd be trolleyed for most of the night then. But later on, you could catch us popping some top moves at the Kingsway, or the Academy, or Palm Court. It's just a shame there was no Britain's Got Talent in those days. But... Isn't it funny though that history has a way of repeating itself? It's amazing. It never ceases to amaze me. It always seems to repeat itself. I'll give you an example. Ken and Mary, about 40 years ago, used to send a lovely daughter up to bed with a dummy, and they're going to do the same again tonight. It's also traditional to discuss the groom's previous romantic endeavours. But to be honest, I feel that's a little bit disrespectful to the lovely bride, so I'm simply going to say, Mark, I hope number 76 is your lucky number. I did ask several of Mark's friends that did a bit of research, and he asked them what they thought of him, and many of them said he was a first-class banker. Which I thought was strange, because he's an accountant. There you go. In all seriousness, Mark is a truly fantastic person. He's generous, kind, thoughtful, intelligent. What's that word, mate? Somewhere in amongst here. I've got a few cards from people that unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening, so I'm just going to read those out. Hi Mark, congratulations on getting married and for winning our Big Spender of the Month award. That's from all the girls at Angels Lap Dancing Club in Liverpool. Dear Jane, it was nice while it lasted, but I guess we'll have to call it a day now you're married. Love, Brad Pitt. That's lovely. And Mark, we could have been so good together. I will miss our nights by the pool. Lots of love and kisses, and that one's from Michael Barrymore. Now, I'd like to hand out a couple of personal gifts to the bride and groom. Jane, many men have a hard time adjusting to married life, so I thought that this perhaps may help Mark make the adjustment a little bit quicker. There you go. Mark, I haven't forgot you, mate. To alleviate those classic evening time excuses of I'm tired and I've got a headache, I've got some Anadin and a Red Bull. Now, I would like to be serious for a moment. But I would like to sincerely say that I am very proud and honoured and lucky to have been friends with Mark for all these years. And there's been many times in our lives that we haven't been particularly close because life's got in the way and things have happened. But we've always been there for each other, and I think that's a sign of a very good friendship. Been at the end of the phone, we could any time, from day or night, we speak to each other when need be. And in the words of one William Shakespeare, a friend is one that knows you as you are, understands where you've been, accepts what you've become, and still allows you to grow. I think that sums it up perfectly. And today is a particularly proud moment for me in our journey together, as you've married such an amazing, genuine and lovely person in Jane. And when I first met Jane about 7 years ago, I honestly thought she was absolutely perfect for Mark, perfect person for Mark. And to see them finally become Mr. and Mrs. Greenwood is a very, very happy and proud moment. I think you'll all agree. Yeah. There you go. Where's my last bit? No, we're stupid. Before I put you all out of your misery, and we raise our glasses once again, I've got two final pearls of wisdom for the bride and the groom. Mark, to have the true course of love run smoothly, remember that whenever you are wrong, just be a man and admit it. And whenever you're right, just say nothing. And Jane, never bring up any of Mark's past mistakes, because he'll make plenty of new ones that you can use against him anyway. In case any of you are wondering why I asked Mark to place his hand on top of Jane's, I'll tell you now, Mark, as my final role, it is with great pleasure that I've been able to give you the last 5 minutes in which you will ever have the upper hand on Jane. Once again. please rise and raise your glasses to the loving couple on this special day, and may they have many, many happy special days together in the future. To Mark and Jane.
Mark and Jane.
Thank you.